Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Good to have you here. So this week is the first episode of Tales from the Tattoo Crypt. Yeah. If you love tattoos, if you love hearing crazy stories from the tattoo world, then you're in the right place. I have been tattooing for over 33 years and I've worked all around the world in over 40 studios. So I've got some pretty out there stories and I'm going to share them with you. And today I'm going to share a few of my favorites with you. So one day I was sitting at the studio in Brisbane and this old timer came into the studio. He's an old fella, big long beard, long hair, looked like an old biker, quite a few tattoos on him, and they're all really old tattoos. And he just walked straight up to the counter and looked at me and said, "Original idea." I'm like, What do you mean, original idea?" It's like, "Original idea, free tattoo." I'm like, "What do you mean, pal?" I was told back in the day that if I come up with an original idea, any tattoo shop will do it for free. It's got to be 100% original. No one's ever done it before, ever seen it before, or anything like that. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll go along with this." "So what's your original idea?" And he turned and said to me, "I don't have one." Like, "Oh, okay. Or why are you asking?" He's like, "I just want to know that if I come up with an original idea, I can still get a free tattoo." I'm like, "You know what? Yeah. If you come up with an original idea that's never been done before, no one's ever thought about it or tattooed it, then yeah, cool." And he turned around and walked out. I never saw him again either. He didn't come in, so obviously he didn't come up with an original idea. So in the late 90s, I worked at a studio in Brisbane and I worked with a couple of really good artists. One of the artists that I worked with, he wasn't a tattooist at the time. We had drawn a bit of a collaboration flash sheet. Flash is the pre-drawn design sheets that we had in tattoo studios. Tattooers have always pushed boundaries of what they can do. And this sheet that my friend and I had drawn up was a penis sheet. And they're all cartoony penises, all different configurations. And there was one right in the center that we'd drawn up, and it was a large penis with angel wings and a halo. And I had piercings all over it, and had fluid dripping off the halo and everything. It was, pretty full on design. And we'd spent a couple of weeks drawing this sheet just as something to do for fun. Now, one of the clients that was actually coming into the studio at the time was a pre-op transsexual. And she'd been getting tattooed by, most of the artists there. And, she's a really, really cool client. Came in and just got a lot of really cool tattoos done. My friend had said, "Hey, I'm going to show this design sheet to this client." I'm like, "Nah, man, don't do it. Don't do it." He snuck out there and showed this design sheet to the client while I wasn't looking. And he came back in, he's like, "Guess what, you're tattooing tomorrow." And I looked at him like, "No, no, no, no." He's like, "Yeah, you're tattooing the one with the angel wings." I'm like, "No way, man." So the next day I came in, got set up, client came in, sat down, started doing this piece, and I'm talking to my client and I said, "Yeah, what do you want this?" Yeah. And she said, "Well, after I have this operation, I can say that I still have a cock." Okay, great. In the early 2000s, body piercing and modifications and all that had really exploded. They'd become a huge part of the tattoo world. A lot of tattoo studios hired body piercers and we did body modifications and stuff like that. Myself included, I did piercing and modification for over 13 years while I was tattooing. Because of that, I attracted a lot of different clients, including clients who wanted genital tattooing. And I did genital tattooing. I did everything, male and female. Because of that, I got a reputation for the man to go to if you wanted genital tattooing and genital piercing as well. So one day at the studio, I get a phone call, and it was a guy inquiring about genital tattooing. He wanted his penis tattooed. I was like, "Okay, no problem. I do that. Yeah, come on in and have a chat and we'll get it done." And so this gentleman came in and he was a Fijian gentleman, so very dark skin. And we're sitting down and I said, "Okay, what did you want to get tattooed on your penis?" And he said to me, "I want my penis tattooed." "Yes, I'm aware of that. What did you want to get tattooed on it?" And he's like, "No, I want it tattooed." I'm like, "What do you mean you want it tattooed?" And he's like, "Well, I want my penis tattooed black." I'm like, "Black? Isn't it black already?" And he said to me, no, my wife likes really dark penises. And she said my penis isn't dark enough. So we thought the best way to make it dark would be to tattoo it black. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. I can do that for you. $650 minimum handling fee. I always charge that. He's like, okay, can you do it now? I'm like, not a problem. Let's do this. Took him out the back, set everything up, and we started in on this. Now, when I started at the base, at the pubis bone, so about here. And I said to him, look, we'll just work down the shaft. You let me know when you want to stop, because this is going to be very painful. It's going to be very uncomfortable. He's like, no, 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 just tattoo it. I want it all tattooed. Okay, so I started tattooing it, and I kept working down and working down and working down, and I got near the glans, which is the edge of the head of the penis. And I looked at him, and he's like, keep going. Okay, so I started tattooing up over onto the head of the penis. And then I completely tattooed the head of the penis. And we got to the urethral opening, and I looked at him again, and he's like, just keep going. Okay, so I tattooed inside his urethra. So basically from the pubis bone right up until the tip of his penis, I tattooed completely black. It took me about 45 minutes. The tissue on the penis is very, very soft, so it swells dramatically, and it swelled. It was about that round by the time I had finished it. And he had a bit of trouble walking out of the studio afterwards. He looked like a cowboy. He was waddling. That's not the crazy part. 6 weeks later, I get another phone call from him. And he's like, I want my penis tattooed again. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, my wife said it's not black enough still. So I said to him at that point, maybe you should think about getting a new wife. It's going to be less painful and less expensive. But no, he was determined. He wanted this done. So he came in and I tattooed it again from shaft to tip, whole thing completely. I said to him at that point, like, it's not really going to get much darker. The ink, they weren't as dark as what they are today back then. So this is about as dark as it's going to get. And it's going to get to the point where we're going to start causing scarring. So I was like, man, that's it. You're done. I never heard from him again, thankfully, because that was crazy. Oh, so there you go. There's a few crazy tattoo stories for you. Now, I am going to be doing more of these in the future. I have a lot of stories from my years in the tattoo industry, you know, about partying with friends and all the crazy times. So if you want to hear more, let me know below in the comments, and you can also give us a big like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that little bell to get notified, and then you'll definitely see more of these videos. And if you're a huge tattoo fan, I also have tattoo merchandise. Yeah, I have a bunch of tattoo designs from my 33 years of tattooing that I now use on t-shirts and stickers and bags and all that. All the links are down below. You can go check it out on my Redbubble store. But thanks again for being here, and if you're new to the channel, I do videos every Thursday and Sunday night, the odd Tuesday too, Tattoo Tuesdays. Have a great day, everyone. Peace out, y'all.